Hey, what's up? You are now tuned in to the Lite Podcast. I'm your host, Joseph, and I'm here with my brothers Mike Story, Ramsey Janti, and Reggie Harris. Here on the Lite Podcast, our focus is to inspire you to be the best version of yourself through impactful conversations about faith, family, hustle, and health. Why? Because light bring more light. Hey, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Joseph, and I'm back with the gang.
It's good, y'all. How y'all doing?
What's going on, Mike Ramsey? How you doing,
Yes,
bro?
sir.
Yes,
Feeling
sir.
good, man. Back in LA, back in SoCal.
Back in LA.
Oh, country.
This is episode 6 of the Lite Podcast. It feels good, man. Look at that.
And
Look
we
at
all
us being
sounded good.
consistent.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Oh, we sounding good. We got another upgrade. Mike, welcome to the,
And
you know what I'm saying? Mike got a mic.
90% downloaded, 90% download. Wait on the headphones.
Yeah. Wait
So-
a minute. Yeah. It's all good, bro. How was y'all's week?
And
Mine
it
was good, man.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Rams.
Mine was good. I'm just readjusting. My body clock is readjusting
Oh, bro.
back onto that 3 hour. So I was all over the place. So I'm waking up at random hours of the day and night. So I'm just trying to get readjusted. But it was good.
That's wild. Yeah. I
Rams
feel
is like a rock star, man.
No, he really is. He on something different, bro. You on something different.
I gotta, hey man, this is making up for that the 18 years of being raised in my strict Haitian household. Where you
Did y'all ever
step
travel?
foot- forget, bro, to Haiti.
To hell. We went to hell before.
No, honestly, real quick thing. I appreciate it now looking back. My parents, see, here's the thing. This will go back into our podcast. My parents would never
let's
tell
go.
us what we were like doing when we were traveling. They were like, hey, we're going to Haiti. And they would take us to like these historical sites of where these battles were fought for freedom and stuff. But they wouldn't tell us like that we were going to do that. They just go like, hey, look at this.
Yeah.
You know, like, look at this statue. It's like, okay, let me read the thing. It was just like, they would just do it and be like, hey, just send you out there, you know? So you had to like figure it out for yourself. Same way they taught us to speak. It was just like, drop us. Because I grew up hearing my parents speak it. And then they're like, oh man, you're not learning it the way we want you to learn it. We're just going to drop you in the middle of all these kids. You're going to learn to speak French Creole.
Start in the middle.
crazy.
Yeah.
Swim. Huh?
So
That's crazy.
yeah.
Man.
Mike, what's up with you? You got plants behind you and everything, bro.
Man.
Your wife done upgraded your whole little situation.
Got that money tree, man.
You know what
That
I'm
money
saying?
tree.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
How was your week, bro?
Nah, man, it was a straight weekend. It was chill, relaxed. Got together with the family. Didn't do too much. Just relaxed for real.
Yeah.
I
Celebrated
planned to relax before it happened. For the weekend came, I planned to relax. So I'm not doing nothing.
That's what's up, bro. That's
Yeah,
what's
what
up.
about you?
Let's see. We've been doing a bunch of stuff. Honestly, my wife started planning like it's almost like fun week, bro. So we started off. I'm trying to think back to what all we did. We did so much. We went to this lake. Me and Cash jumped off the high dive.
Hey, okay.
Yeah, so we did that. That was dope. And then we finally went to the Rangers game at the new Rangers Stadium, bruh.
dope. I saw that.
Incredible. Which, man, I experienced such an amazing teaching point in lesson learned yesterday at the game that we're gonna have to bring it back for another podcast. But man, it was incredible, man. We just been doing all this different type of stuff. We went to Six Flags, which I'm for sure it was over capacity. Like we rode, we was at Six Flags
on
for
top of
8
each other.
hours and rode one ride. Like we
Wow.
rode
Dang.
one ride.
I
Like,
can't do a
Hey,
beating part.
That's Texas.
bro, we rode one ride.
One ride.
That's it,
And that's not even COVID capacity. That's just regular capacity that they were just over.
bro. Like I never seen it that packed in my life. So we was doing other stuff. We was like looking in stores, eating ice cream. Like, we was just trying to thug it out to watch the fireworks. But it was a great time, and
Bro.
it's been fun.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Bro, because I've been to that Six Flags in Arlington, and it's not It don't get like crazy packed like that. It's because people are done with the vid.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about over it, bro. Like,
Over it.
You know it's bad when they sell out of the $20 cups. Like you couldn't even buy $20 cups, bro.
Man.
Like, bro, the $20 cups gone. Like,
bro, the stimmy is still hitting.
I promise you, bro. It's some still hitting because them jokers was gone. We drinking Dasani water. That's how bad we was doing out there, bro.
That $3, $4, $5 water.
You know how thirsty you got to be to drink Dasani water? Like, bro, you might as well go drink out the toilet. Like, Dasani water?
Man.
Nah, nothing's worse than that Arrowhead water. You ever seen the Arrowhead? That's straight dirt.
Yeah, Mike, check your mic real quick, bro, before we get into make sure you on
Y'all
the
hear me
setting.
now?
Yeah, but I want to make sure you on the mic setting though.
Yeah, condenser and built-in output headphones.
Yeah, it should be just called like microphone.
Yeah,
and your headphones should be whatever headphones
y'all excuse. We gonna leave this in because this is real time. We trying to upgrade. We trying to upgrade for y'all. So you know what I'm saying? We getting it right.
Yeah, I think I'm plugged in right.
Okay, you good. Yeah, just kind of stay close to it.
Bet.
We're gonna get it right, man. Listen, we're gonna get it right. Ramsey back. He ain't ducking and dodging his family no more for peace and quiet. You know what I'm saying? So we all good. We growing.
Made it through the storm.
Nah, you lived through a hurricane. Oh, speaking of, bro, we almost got struck by lightning on the highway.
Whoa.
What?
I swear to God. Bruh, we coming back from like, all right, so we leaving church, and you know, when we leave church, there's like a little intersection, you know, you turn out and there's a light right here, and so we going the opposite way of the light, and I checked the light, everything good, no cars are coming. My wife see it too, no cars are coming, bro. We turn out, bro, this Jeep just laying on his horn, and I'm like, bro, where did this Jeep come from? And my wife was like, babe, we just gotta get home. Let's just get home. It's some energy off. So I'm like, all right, we driving down the highway, man. I don't know, bro. we driving down the highway. It's doing a little thunder, a little lightning, you know, nothing too crazy. It's raining a little bit. And then just like this big lightning thing right behind us, bro. Like my chair.
That's shook, like the movies.
Like, bro, like I was like frozen, like that was like right behind, like I watched the light right behind.
Bro, I had a little Final Destination moment.
That's Geostorm.
Bro, that was the first thing I thought. I was like, we gotta get home because this on some Final Destination stuff,
right?
Bro.
Yeah, lock that door.
I promise you, bro. So we rushed home and locked this joker on down.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah.
You feel different after?
Huh?
You feel different after that level of lightning? Nah, like the
I feel we start counting our days we got left together. Me and my wife, we got 20. No, for you laughing, bro. We said 60 years. I said 50 because I ain't trying to be here around no 100. I ain't trying to be pushing the hundo, bro.
We got to be at the hundo.
Nah, I can't. I don't want to touch a hundo. I'm telling you, I'm not touching a hundo. Man. If I live to see a hundo, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be like Ray from Life. I'm gonna be pissed. I promise you, bro. I'm not trying to be here for no hundo. So I'm
trying to be here for the hundo.
I'm gonna be at 100 still in the club, bro. All they be playing.
Listen, will y'all be at my funeral? Say something nice, cause I'm out about 97. 97. I'll give y'all 97.
I said he playing it.
It's those 3 extra years you don't want.
I'll give y'all 97. You know what I'm saying? But and so she was like, 50 ain't enough, but I said, all right, we'll do 60. And so I said, how many days is that? And it looked it up. It's 21,900 days. And that was a couple of days ago. So we down to 21,894 days.
Bro, when I get close, that's gonna get scary, bro.
Yeah,
we got 3 more days together.
It's gonna get real first. When them numbers get low, it's gonna get real.
It's like that Justin Timberlake movie, that Time movie, bro.
Here go that Time movie coming up again. Look,
yeah,
it's all sweet and fun when you look at. We got 21,000 days. Like when you get
when
down
you got
to
21 days.
When you down to 17 days
So you
left.
start cursing for real. Damn.
Stuff get real. Conversations get real different when you got 17 days left.
Man. Hope my character remain intact.
Get you in.
I promise you, bro. I promise you. Nah, all right. Let's do somewhat of a podcast. Ramsey, what you got for us, bro?
No, what you guys were saying, I would say, okay, did anybody do anything for the Juneteenth part 2 on Sunday?
Nah, we went to
a-
something outside, man. Something had up here in Cincinnati for it that day. I forgot we did that.
We was at Six Flags. That was our friend.
Oh yeah.
We ain't have on no type of red, white, and blue. I had on a mint green shirt. My wife had on tie-dye. We was not in the spirit.
Man, y'all
So here's the thing,
flagrant.
me growing up with I had immigrant parents, so like I didn't know the 4th of July was even about American independence until like I was like a teenager when I finally thought about it. I was like, oh, we just talked about this a couple months ago in school. It was just fireworks, bro. People busting off. I was like, oh.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
I'm trying to shoot some
You
film.
never thought
Don't
the 4th of
backtrack.
July.
Don't do that.
I just didn't know what it was about,
You
bro.
never thought the
Man.
It was just fireworks. Cooking out. I had a cousin who married an American woman, and then he brought his family over. They were like cooking barbecue and stuff. It was like,
red, white,
Independence
and blue.
Day, and that's the first time I ever
He
heard
thought
of
it
it.
was just a
Where
movie.
am I?
He just thought Independence Day was a movie.
Movie. Bro, when I first heard of Independence Day, I was like, oh, this is a dope movie.
Man.
And I didn't think
clue.
of it all having to do with, I was like, Independence from Aliens. I had no idea until later, way later. They was like, oh, that Will Smith movie was about 4th of July means independent. Okay, that's the same deal. Because my parents were like, oh, it's just something white people are celebrating, we'll celebrate too. Whatever it is.
Hold on, that's the most immigrant thing that ever. The white people doing it.
We all do it.
All right, we ain't do.
Yeah, cool with y'all celebrating.
No, not at all.
not at
That's
all.
hilarious.
Okay,
Oh
that
God.
takes me into the top. So like also having immigrant parents, right? Hey, actually, this is just a black person thing, like the effects of generational trauma. When my dad would try to teach a lesson, he wouldn't actually explain the lesson. He would just say something and hope you just get it. You know what I mean? So like American independence. My parents, instead of like talking about like how important Haitian independence was and being the first free black nation, first black republic, first country to officially outlaw slavery in their declaration, they were just like, hey, we're going to Haiti. I was like, oh, okay. I kind of could speak the language. Like, hey, you hang out with these kids, throw you in the deep end of the water. Hey, we're going to this thing, the Citadel. I was like, what is this giant fort? Statues of all these freedom fighters and stuff. And I was like, so what am I supposed to do? Read the thing. Just read it, get it. And I never forget. And I was like, okay, they just take us places and do stuff. But I'll never forget one day my dad came home. He was just upset about something. And he just says, you have to work twice as hard to even get half as much as them. And I was like, okay. And then he just walked away. I was like, all right, was that supposed to be? He's like, that's a lesson, And I was just thinking of that, like when now I'm in the opposite end of like, when I he was trying to put me on game this whole time. He just didn't have
the communication
skills. The communication skills to say it. It was just all this anger, trauma, all this stuff. It was just like, do it. If you don't want to do it, I'm gonna have to do it for you. And I'm not going to do it for you. So I think of now, like when I'm talking to younger people, I work with college students. I just want to like have that, just do it. Y'all too, like, okay, for me, to my parents, they're like, look, we gave you everything. We put you in school. You learned the language here. I had to learn the language coming here. It's like, we did it. Why can't you just do it? Y'all too soft is what it was for us to me. And now I'm turning around looking and I'm like, oh man, looking at my younger siblings, like y'all are too soft. Y'all just need to do it. And so that's what we were talking about. We were coming up with this. How do we talk to the young bros and the younger generation? And we're young, but we still are talking to people. We're trying to put them on game.
Yeah.
This is still people, right?
Yeah.
How do we talk to people, communicate to them, put them on game, like stuff that's actually good for them without pushing them away? Because what it could have done is push me away. I was just confused. I was like, I don't know why you guys are talking to me about this. later on, I had to put it together. It was like, oh man, my dad, immigrant, coming to the country, Black immigrant at that. So language, the skin color, dealing with racism, and then just pops up one day after what God knows what he went through that day, and just looks at his son and says,
That's
you
powerful.
have to work twice as hard to get half as much. No context, just do it and leave. So, and I feel that urge sometimes too, to just be like, let me just tell this person what they need to do. Cause this generation, every generation says, right, man, y'all too soft. Y'all don't know what it's like. Real. It's like, how do I turn around and love somebody and put them on game and be like, look, this is how the real world. So basically that's what I want to talk about. How do you communicate? Cause we talk about putting people on game, but how do you actually do that effectively?
I think you hit on something, Ramsey. I know, like, I feel like that soft comment is something we all love to go to. You know what I mean? That's the first thing we go to all the time. I think it's when we don't have patience when we go to that. You know, I like, especially Jay. You remember how it was after you graduate? You leave your school, and you got players coming in afterwards. You be like, man, y'all soft, man.
Y'all soft, yeah. Everybody's softer than you who come in, after you.
Right. But I think that patience one's a part, man. That you got to really kind of labor with them, and that's the hard part, you know. But yeah. Now you go ahead, Jay. My bad.
No, man, you need that patience, bro.
No, that's good. No, that's right. You hit on something. So nobody cares what you know until they know that you care, right? And so I think that's the foundation whenever we're trying to like help anybody in anything, right? And so that was something I learned working with the people with developmental disabilities, because they couldn't necessarily communicate on the verbal level. And so their first, like, bro, they just knew how to tell who was for them and who wasn't. It's like some crazy superpower sense that they have, bro. And so they could identify if you actually cared about them and you're actually here to help, like, quickly. And they would draw to the ones who were, and they would, retreat from the ones who weren't. And so that taught me, like, oh, bro, it's all about the heart whenever you want to help people with anything, right? Because y'all know, y'all been around people who like, yeah, bro, I just want to help. But it's like, your energy, like, you want some other stuff, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you want some other.
You want to make money to help the community. You want to make money to make money.
Yeah, bro. You don't want to help, because if you did want to help and if you care, you just hop in and do it. Like, and so I think that's the thing. And then two, on the communication aspect is just understanding, bro, it's a two-way street. Like, communication is a two-way street. And so it's hearing what they have to say out, you know what I'm saying? Which is not like my strong suit. I'm sure we're going to get into it, that end somewhere up in here. But like the two-way street of communication, right? And so we grew up in the, we had the parents who was like, because I said so. Right. We got the because I said so parents, which is fine. There's certain things that, like, it's like the Bible, bro. Because God said so. That's just it. Like, and so there is aspects of that. But then there's sometimes where it's like, okay, we need like teaching moments too. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just trying to figure out when those moments are, and communicating, like you always say, Mike, leading with love. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
How was it?
I try to think like how would I like to be talked to? You know what I mean? And that's a big one. But it's like you said, I think there's two parts of it too. When you encounter somebody like that's been called to your life or whatnot, or you involved in somebody's life and you're trying to help them out, it's a difficult road because you love them so much. If it's somebody like that, or if there's somebody that's not as close, it's maybe a little bit different. But when somebody's close, it becomes really difficult at times because you love them and you feel like you know what's best for their life.
That's it.
You just kind of want to like I had a teacher, shout out to Miss Grass. She used to say all the time, sometimes you want to take the ball from them, Mike. They got to dribble their own ball. And that ball is their life. Sometimes you want to take it from them and go score for them. I'm like, here you go. You good now, right? But it don't work that way, Wow. So it's a two-way street, and that's the balance. How do you deal with that? Wow.
Yeah.
You guys both talked about like how it was modeled for you. Like, I wanted you guys to go a little bit deeper into that. Like JJ and Mike, like, how was that modeled for you? how did people try to put you on game, and how did you react to that? Because I know as a younger, I was just like, I don't know what you just crazy, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, how was that modeled to you guys?
So both my parents parented like very differently, right? My mom and my dad was super different. My dad comes from like, the real disciplinary, like, aspect of it. And so my dad coming from the background, he come from, South Central in the 60s and 70s, like the, gang banging, like all of that, crack era. So his whole thing was like, I got to make sure my sons are as far away from that as possible.
Because I said so. Right.
But because I said so.
Right.
And so like he became like this really firm and angry at times, disciplinary. Right. And so the way out and the opportunity for me was ball. We talk about it all the time. Ball was the thing, that was like the foundation of our relationship, honestly. And so he tried to teach those life lessons through ball. And when he would teach them, he was like really firm. Like, my dad would embarrass me in public, right? Wow. He would embarrass me in public for certain things that probably could have been handled in a minor way, right? But that was what made sense to him. Like, this is what, like, in order to get him to make sure he doesn't end up going down this path, I need to take this level of like, aggression or discipline or whatever in order to make sure that he gets the lesson. But it's like, nah, what that did was it created something else. It taught me to like go into a shell. Like, bro, me and my wife was talking about it, bro. I had no type of self-esteem when I was young, like none, because my dad was like, boom, 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 boom. But in his mind, he like, I'm making you tough. I'm fortifying you, which he did because nobody outside of him could get to me. Like nobody, no coach say, nobody else could say anything that would get to me. But at the same time, it had destroyed my self-esteem. And so, I take a different approach with Cash, from that. But that was kind of the way it was modeled in early, like in being a father. Like I was adopting that same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that makes so much sense because even my parents coming as, as immigrants in the 70s, 80s, my dad and then my mom, but like that's all they saw from America. They was like, oh my goodness, we are here in North Miami. It's crack, it's gangs. You are going to die or get someone pregnant or join a gang and kill someone if you are not under my tutor. So there is no, let me explain to you the inner dynamics of what can go on. And it's like, no, get home, come straight home, do this, do that. Because I said so, I don't have time. So that makes complete sense. Yeah, I feel you, man. And it's actually so salient that you realize that, like that you've grown to realize that the why, that there's a why behind the way he did that now. No, that helps us.
I had to figure it out because I was angry. I was pissed off, bro. Like I was so angry with my dad for so long because I couldn't understand like why embarrass me like that, why treat me, why talk to me like that. Like, why? I'm your son. Like, I wouldn't do that with Cash. Like, I'm not, I wouldn't do, like, why? And when I started to put it together, like his life and the things he'd been through, I'm like, okay. And so that allowed me to give a little bit more grace, but also like somewhere in there, find the good things that was, that were in there, like the core of the message. The means may have been wrong, but the message was like, I see what you're trying to do. You just want me to be like better and have more opportunities than you. But the means, like, were they the best way? Probably not. Like, but the purpose, like there was a purpose in it.
Yeah. You understood.
It was the best he knew how.
Yeah, bro.
You understood the message despite the means.
Yeah. And that's the tough thing, right? I don't even want to get deep like that, but that's the tough thing. Like when you talk about wrestling through and working through trauma, is like, because it takes a certain amount of grace and understanding to realize, like, bro, he just didn't have a tool. Like, bro, we come from under like slavery, bro. So all we did was adopt the slave master's way of discipline. That was just passed down through black family. Like, bro, like when the Bible says your rod and your staff, like spare the rod, spoil the child, it ain't talking about like literally like beating the kids with the rods. it's talking about like the direction and discipline. Like the word is like what's discipline, not like beating somebody. You know what I'm saying? But we adopted that from slavery.
Whipping it with the belt.
Yeah, bro. And so that's just something we kind of adopted. And so once I like really like sat with that, I was like, oh, okay, I can give a little bit grace. Still get pissed off sometimes. Like I'm still working through stuff, but you know,
bro, it's like we're raising people. We have trauma that we're raised because we were raised by people who had trauma, and they were raised through trauma, and they were raised through trauma, and so we're just trying to chip away at it little by little. It's crazy,
by little, bro.
Yeah, not for real. My household, man, my dad was a big teacher. Mom was a teacher as well. But how he kind of taught us life lessons. I guess I speak about my dad because he was a man as well. My dad was just straight shooter. I mean, come right at you, like kind of how you said, Jay. He just come right at me. Get your grades up, or you're gonna be having some issues. You know what I mean? And that was usually always our run-in, my grades or whatnot, when I was younger. But he was just a very straight shooter. You know, I remember telling me when younger, look, like we knew as a kids, my brother and I, when we was 18, we was out the house. It was announced when we was younger. When you're 18, you're going to college, you're going to the military. You ain't gonna be in this house. So
you got two choices.
But you always wanted to raise us how to think and fend for ourselves, you know, because I always say so you're not gonna have us all the time. You know, you got to be able to fend for yourself. But he used to teach me. He'll throw me in the fire as well. But he also taught me with a lot of love as well. I remember like my dad would have me put things together around the house. Sometimes I used to think he didn't know how to do it or whatnot. Didn't realize he was teaching me how to do that when I got older. You know what I mean?
That's powerful.
How to do things like that in my house. But how to handle adversity, a lot of it, I just kind of watched him. You know what I mean? I just watched and observed what he thinks he did, how he stayed cool and calm with a lot of different things. You know what I mean? But how you communicated, sometimes it could have been better. You know, it was very straightforward. I was hard-headed too, and I was very similar to him. I would like to come back and have my rebuttal. You know what I mean? So then we both blowing up in the house. You know what I mean? And it was only a few times like that because I mean, he didn't take that in his house either. And I was like 19 when I was back. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's really like, get your...
Oh, no, we was ready to bang. Mom had to step in between.
Yeah.
Nah, but it was just one of them things. And I think that's the difficult part. You know, as a man, how do you teach, like Rams, like you said, that next generation? How do you teach your own? Like I'm looking at my son right now. How do I want to teach certain lessons? And I remember my dad, how he used to teach certain things and how they were effective. Everything he did, I mean, I can't shoot. He did something right, him and my mom, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I can't complain.
Right.
And same time too, I ain't here to protect your feelings all the time. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest with you and tell you what's going on. So when I look at my son, like Trey's like, forget your feelings sometimes, son. I love you. But you know what? This world's not gonna care about your feelings either. Especially being a young black man. I ain't gonna spoil your ass.
That's good.
You know, you're gonna have to be ready. But at the same time, you know, like you have a place here in this home where it's safe. You can come and you can lay your head down. If you got to get some tears out, get them out. But when you back out this door, you know, you have to survive.
See, no, I think what you just said is so key, and that was maybe the biggest thing, like that my home we didn't have. It never felt like a safe place to learn and grow. Right? It never felt like that. Other kids could come in and it felt like that for them, but not for me and my brothers. Right. And that was the biggest thing. And that's the thing, like, you know, me and my wife talk about it being protective of our home and our space. Like, you know, in like this time with all the lessons and the hardships that we've gone through, we are extremely like protective of our space and our home. Like our home is such
kingdom.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. It's like, it's such a peaceful place. And like, bro, like we just invite Cash in our room sometimes, bro, just to lay on he'll just lay on the floor in here with us, bro. Like while we, you know what I'm saying? Certain nights, I'll mess with him, act like I don't want him in here, you know, but it's like, bro, nah, yeah, you should feel safe and at home everywhere in here. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's the one thing we've really tried to create, because me and my wife both come from situations where it didn't feel safe like that. So hearing you say that, Mike, you just reminded me like almost like make sure your home is always that safe place to learn, grow, be disciplined, and prepared to go out. Because like you said, bro, it's a war when we go outside these doors.
It
bro.
is, man.
It's a
war,
and
bro. You never really know it until you start getting older and you start seeing, you know. But my mom was really good with that. You know, my dad was hard. My dad was hardcore. You know what I mean? He eased up towards the end of his life. He really became like a whole new man. This ain't the same person that raised me. But it shows the evolution and the growth, you know, and it lets me know like you continue to keep growing. Yeah. But my mom was the one that really smoothed the edges, if I should say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, that's something important, bro. Because I mean, if you don't feel safe at home, like where are you feeling that safety at, and who are you going to for it? Yeah. You know, and
that's a word, bro. That's a word.
I think for every young person, my bad, Rams, go ahead.
No, I just said that's true.
Oh yeah, I think for every young person, I think about the people you mentor. For the people that mentored me, if I didn't feel safer, I'm sure I'm not confiding in you.
Right. No, that's key. That's key.
You know what I mean? So that's key. Help me. There's no transparency here.
Yeah. So let's like real quick, like, okay, in regards to dealing with young men and grown men, because we all like, we all work, like deal with different, age groups of young men to, older men. What is a key thing in doing in order to make sure like you can help them like in creating that safe space in that environment?
So like what's the key you said? My bad.
Yeah. Like what's a key thing in creating that vulnerable space in order to pour into them, and then in order for them to like, open up, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all have been really good at that with me, you know what I'm saying? Both of y'all got the counselor, y'all the counselor vibes. So
I would say, go ahead, Ryan, you got it.
It's just, well, you touched on this a little bit before, but being a safe place so that they could feel vulnerable. Has yourself, put yourself in that their shoes. That's why I asked, like, how's it modeled to you? Because like, that's where I found myself is like, oh man, these kids generation soft. They don't know what to, it was like, wait a second. What did I feel like when I was that age or was that stage in life receiving that? So I'll never forget one of the times I was in RD and students like, man, I need to, Ramsey, I need you. He's like, I need to talk to you. He's like, but I don't want no, like, don't give me no RD like answer. Just give me straight up. And he's like, this is what's going on with me and this young lady. I'm trying to like stay on the path, but this is what's going on. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be real with you. When I was in a similar situation, it's like, this is what I needed to do. And I was like, I'm not saying that was easy. Like I was hard. I wanted to do exactly what you're talking about. You want to do is like, but I had to put myself in the situation, not be high. I was like, oh, I've never struggled with such a thing. I've always treated women with the utmost respect and never even dreamed of doing such things. Right. And like, no, that's not you can't relate if you don't put yourself back in the situation that you was in. So I had to tell him, like, bro, I got homies. I had Mike, I had people like in my life who were, I just told him, like, had people in my life that I would be honest with. Hey, when I was like in the similar situation, this is what I had to tell myself. This is the conversation I had to have with such and such. And at the end of that conversation, he was like, "Thank you, man. Thank you for being real about it too. Like that's really helpful to me. I think I know what I'm about to do. I think I know the conversation that I need to have." And that would have been a lost opportunity if I wasn't able to be vulnerable. Wasn't being honest about this is the real, how I was really feeling. This is what I was really thinking I was gonna do. So I didn't need to protect that, try to protect myself or protect some false image.
That's good, bro. Yeah, you ain't need to. Yeah, that's heavy. Mike, what about you?
Man, I think two things I kind of like focus on. One is like after the relationship's kind of built or going towards some terms, you know what I mean? Being non-judgmental. You know, you may come and tell me anything. I tell a lot of like people I work with, like, you may tell me, to be honest with you, I may forget. Like, I'm not going to judge you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to hold it on your head. And then the other one, this is being honest. You know, I think that honest one's big. You may not like me when I'm going to say, I'm going to be honest with you. But no matter what, I'm going to tell you the truth and how I see it. Now, you may have to agree with it or disagree with it. Take it however you please, but I'm going to tell you the truth. And in doing that, it makes it easier for people I can put my energy into, because the ones who don't want that honesty not going to come around me. Not going to waste my time.
You weed them out. Yeah.
I was like, don't come to my office. I'll listen to you for a quick second, but I'm not gonna pour into you. Like, all right, because I'm not gonna see you just answer like help you figure out this plan. You go back home, do the same old thing. Nah, you got the wrong one.
Yeah, that's good.
But those are the two things I kind of focus on, bro. Just being honest with them and not judging them.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting and like it makes sense about the whole thing about making sure who's like you're pouring into and who's pouring into you, because I ain't even gonna lie. Hey, I forgot what I was saying. I was gonna say.
Hold on, we'll cut it right there.
Everything got to roll. We let everything roll. You're vulnerable.
You said,
vulnerable.
No, he want to be vulnerable because he ain't had a mic right. Now you want to be vulnerable. Now you want to be vulnerable. No, we good. Y'all, this is what happens when you try and do a little cut scene in between. Shout out to you know what I'm saying? Harris Multifaceted, LLC.
Indeed.
All right. I just
that's what the preacher says in between. He says, "Indeed, praise God." He's trying to find his space.
5 minutes, right?
Praise God.
Nah, but Mike, you made like Mike made a great point when you talk about like weeding out people, right? And so I think a key thing is knowing.
You started moving, took the hat off.
Yeah, bro.
Somebody about to get cut.
Nah, I'm big on cutting people. Like I said, bro, me and my wife just really been pressing into like protecting our space, bro. Like we don't have room for people. No disrespect, like bro, you got to come to where we are. You got to come to where we're not taking those steps backwards. So if we are gonna, like you said, if we are gonna pour into you, if we're gonna be friends, if we're gonna be like whatever, like you got to come up to where we at. Like we'll meet, if that makes sense. We'll meet you where you are. Like it ain't no high horse type of things. Like, bro, you gonna get me. You gonna get the vulnerable me. I'm gonna tell you everything. I ain't got nothing to hide. But at the same time, like, bro, I'm not going backwards.
No bull. Yeah, don't be on no bull, no BS when I'm trying to build a relationship. You come to me, opening your heart up, then I talk to you. I waste an hour of my time up with you.
That's it, bro. That's an hour away from my wife.
You hit me up the same time next week on the same thing.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
Like, come on, there's gotta be some growth, man. Yeah. It's a graveyard. It's no garden.
That's it. And that's the tough thing. Knowing when it is a graveyard and when it is a garden, right?
Yeah, you'll turn into one.
But being okay, go ahead. Yeah.
You know, if I sit there and do this, keep pouring into this person and going back like frustrated, because you carry. When I pour my heart out to you, I give you my heart. Yep. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna just walk away from you and like not think about you no more. I'm gonna check up, hey, how everything going? Everything straight? But now I'm pouring into something that's dead. I look like a fool, man. You know what I mean? I ain't smart. So I'm like, at some point in time too, I can't keep getting mad at that. I gotta look at me. Like, what's wrong with me? Why I keep doing this?
Horse? Yeah.
There's something going on. I got that savior complex, or what's going on?
Oh, that's key, bro. I know I struggle with that because it's like, you get put into, we talked about it on the episode about leadership. You get put into different leadership positions and you feel like it's your duty to make sure everybody crosses the finish line when, bro, that's not realistic. There's casualties in war. Man. Like, period, bro. You can't take everybody, which Nip said it best, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Circle got smaller. Everybody can't go. Like, that's real talk, bro. Some people don't make it to the finish line. Shout out to Nip. Like, everybody cannot make it. We can't bring everybody. But our duty is to love and serve and pour into the people who are there and actively, like, you know what I'm saying? Doing the work, bro. Like,
and I think another one is the my bad, I cut you off, Rams.
No, you
okay. Another one is I gotta keep focusing on my journey and what I'm doing, being the person I'm called to be. If I start giving you so much attention, I'm only supposed to give you so much, help you. You came in this road alone, you're gonna leave alone. I can't do that for you. You're looking for more than that from me, you probably need to get into counseling, address some things in your life. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. But you need some professional help, and I can't give that to you.
Yeah. And even those who are doing, and so got four more steps. I guess got one more step to finish the process of starting the process to getting my becoming a licensed therapist. And already the things that I'm already learning.
Hold on. We're not gonna pass that up. We gotta salute you. Cause bro, that's huge, man. We want to honor that, bro. We want to honor you further in your education. and then just going into that. So yeah, we got to take a pause and just to honor you, bro.
Right.
Thank you guys for that. I really appreciate it.
Most definitely.
But one of the things, like somebody told me, I was just asking and reaching out to different people. They're like, honestly, a lot of it is that when you're going through this process of learning and getting this another master's degree, a lot of it is making you focus on working on yourself and working out your like half of the program, over half the program is you working out all your stuff so that you're not bringing your stuff in to their stuff. And part of that also is drawing boundaries. They're like, you're going to learn, like in class, you're going to learn about drawing boundaries between you and your patient, because that's what they are, your client. And like when you say it ends at 12 o'clock, that ends at 12 o'clock. When they say, hey, thanks so much for your help, you want to go out and do lunch? It's like, actually, we're going to keep it professional. After your sessions are done, or if we're going to continue, but when it's over, it's over. That's where I was here to help you to get to this point. And that's what I'm here for. And you don't need me. I'm here to create the environment for you to get to where you need to go.
That's huge.
It's not this. It's not you clinging to me, professionally, and you always with creating another unhealthy relationship when you're trying to get them out of unhealthy relationships.
That's it. Yeah, because now there's no growth. Now you just repeating a vicious cycle. So you just like grabbing on to something else to appease you instead of like really doing that work in order to grow.
Problem is people want that responsibility, man. It's easy to blame it on. I saw Ramsey, Mike, or Jay, and they told me this, and I did this, and it didn't work. They don't want that responsibility. And then for some other people that don't want the responsibility, usually going to people that like taking the responsibility and trying to fix things. So sometimes it can be a match made in hell. You know what I
mean? Yeah, that's good.
And that's the issue. But now you hit on that, Rams. You got to know thyself. Like we keep saying that every episode. I feel like
it's gonna come up every episode too.
Is the most powerful thing you could do.
Yeah,
what we talking it from like a mentorship and mentee perspective, which I want to get into like what do you look for in a mentor type next, but also like we always talk about this and we see it, but we usually talk about it in romantic relationships. Like, man, why is she trying to, but we don't realize that when those mentees like, man, why are you still trying to save such as, are they growing because are you growing? Are you, are they really growing? Or is there an unhealthy attachment here?
Yeah.
So we need to recognize that.
No, I learned that most from Dr. Foster, like just straight up, man, like with Dr. Foster, he's so adamant. And I love that gentleman so much because he doesn't approach the mentor-mentee relationship as I know everything. Like he's a student. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, he's Dr. Foster. Like he got degrees on degrees, but he approaches everything. Like when we're on a call, he's asking me more questions than I'm asking him. And it's like mind blowing because he's really a student. And while he's asking me these questions, it's setting a precedent to be like, nah, bruh, there is no cap on who you can learn from. This thing goes back and forth. Like we said at the beginning of the pod, the communication is a two-way street, bro. Like you don't learn nothing by talking all the time. Like you just don't learn. And that's my hardest thing, bro. Cause I'm a communicator. This is the gift that God has given me. I'm great at communicating. But that means I'm probably really bad at doing the other thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you said it's a two-way street.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Communicating out
one way. I'm going one way. You know what I'm saying?
It's Talk Street. It's only Talk Street. It's not Listen Street.
I'm going down Talk Street, So he sets an amazing example at being just a servant leader, man, and how to communicate,
That's awesome, man. What do you guys look for? I mean, you just mentioned one of them right there, like somebody who listens, looking for somebody who actually listens, or you want to do that too. But anything else that you guys look for in like that mentorship, mentee relationship, somebody that you're getting mentored?
What I kind of look for, depending on like what area am I looking in, I look for him to be a master in a certain area that I'm looking in. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like business. You can be the best husband, but you ain't helping me right now.
That's it. No. That's real talk.
That's real
talk. You gotta have different mentors.
Yeah. So depending on what area I'm needing help in, I'm needing advice in, that's who I go to. But as far as like as a person, as my growth, I look for a person that has a life it's a peaceful life. Those are the type of qualities I kind of look for. You know, are they going to be real with me? Are they going to be honest with me? You know, they're going to give me the truth. Are they not afraid? Are they going to be able to be truthful with themselves? You know, I got to see like fruits of their own life, you know. And if you got that, I listen to anybody, you know. Especially, man, I like some older people. That's my ones I gotta go to, especially around my job, man. There's so many of them just around my job. And they give you like nuggets, just dropping them off to you, know what I mean? And they like seeing you pick them up too, so they give you some more.
No. You saying something right there, bro. It's like with people with wisdom, they've learned the lesson that, bro, I'm not finna just be out here casting my pearls on the swine. I'm not wasting my time. They really have that down. And so, like, I feel like when they do recognize somebody who really is hungry for that knowledge, they love. Oh, that's it, bro.
You ever notice, like, if you like lost somewhere? This is before people had their phones and pulling up the GPS and everything. But remember, you had to like pull over and ask somebody, "Hey, bro, we're at 64th and 9th." And point you right there. All right, bro, you're going down here. They love giving you directions.
Yeah. You gonna see that McDonald's? Don't pass that McDonald's.
Right? don't you find them.
If you see the Avis on the left, you went too far. But that's like people advice. They love giving you advice, but you got to know who to go to. If you find the wrong one, boy, you're gonna be lost.
That's good. Man, that's so good.
But when you find somebody wise, you better hold on to them. And don't suck them dry either. Appreciate them, you know. Give back.
That's bro.
Give them their flowers while they're here, and they'll keep feeding you.
Yeah, you preaching, bro. So I'm like, as far as Dr. Foster, he said something the other day on our call. He said, young brother, everybody needs an M&M. I said, bro, y'all know how he is. I'm like, bro, what you talking about? Yeah, I'm like, what you want? You making it like a rapper joke? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you making like a rapper joke. He like, nah, everybody needs a mentor and a minister. I was like, oh yeah, that's it right there. He said, use that in the podcast. I said, I'm like, I don't know when, but it's gonna come up. So there it is, man. Yeah, no, we all need that. What about you, Ramsey? Like, what do you know what I'm saying?
You know, I realized that more. I'm looking for what you said, like different mentors and different areas of life, because I felt like I naturally came up upon them, whether it was like in my church or in my workplace. I would just kind of, and it would just like, oh, this just happened. And so I had to like really think about what is it that I'm actually drawn to? So humility, and like you said, like with Dr. Foster, he never acted like he knew everything. I met him just through doing stuff with Missouri State University. And then doing like their tough talks, like those nights that he was doing in those talks. And he never came off as like, I'm creating this space, and he would guide the conversation, but he wasn't bulldozing and he wasn't pulling punches. He was just like, he was like the bumpers on each side. So I love to learn from people who know that balance of like, I'm not going to take the ball from you, and I'm not going to dribble your basketball. I'm going to let you, I'm be like, hey, you need to do this. All right. Watching. So I look for that as one of the biggest things, honestly, like that humility and that ability to like give somebody something, but not try to do it for them. Because I can't, like you said, with your parents being like, I had that dad who was just trying to run it over, run you over with the truth. And I can't, like, I will not. The same thing you said, like, I mean, this is going back a little bit, but about self-esteem, I didn't think about that. It wasn't until college that I really started to get that, like, self-esteem, because it was shot, because I was like, I can't do that. Like, dad's the only one who could, like, bro, did he say it was okay? Because if he don't say it was okay, I don't know if I could do it. You can't
think for yourself. You're not able to think for yourself. Yeah.
Because it was like, so some people, I don't know, like maybe somebody works well with that, and they're like, man, I need somebody just like, but I don't work well with that at all. If somebody's trying to bark the stuff at me, I've had older people try to come like, hey man, this is what you, it's like, nah, I'm not trying to hear
what you're saying too. Remember my days of barking, boy, you a story, boy, don't be out there doing no dumb stuff like that or something like, you know what I mean? Get on to you, but like affirm you and who you are. You know, don't go out there being soft, you know? Yeah. Hey, you're tougher than that, man. Wake up.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? You better than this.
That's the key.
Yeah. And that's encouraging. Yeah. Bringing you down, right?
That's the key. And something I had to implement this year, because like y'all, just being honest, man, identity has always been a struggle for me in these years of adult life, these past 10 years. And so I was just reading in the Bible, man, and I came across when Jacob or Israel was on his deathbed, and he literally goes down and he sets the identity of each one of his sons in stone. Like he tells him, Judah, this is who you are. Joseph, this is who you are. Benjamin, this is who you are. And like that's that's the job of the father, to, like you said, Mike, to like redirect, discipline, and love. And that's also the job of a mentor. That's also the job of a mentee. And that's the job of a friend, bro. Just being a friend and a good human. Like,
Life should
man,
get easier when you get them people in your life. You know what I mean? If it gets more difficult, probably not the person in your life.
Probably not the person.
If you got that person around you all the time and it's not getting, that's a sign, bro. You ready to let go, let that attachment go.
Like, would I want to be friends with this person?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Recognize them graves versus them gardens, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because I think we can make it a whole thing. It's like, okay, they need to have this quality, this quality, this quality. But like from an intuitive aspect, it's like, am I drawn to this person? Would I want to be friends with it? And what is drawing me to it? Is it there?
Because it's something. Yeah, it's something.
Yeah, I hope you don't get caught up with titles with people, man. Let's do my job, man. Sweeps the floor every single day, but he gives out the best wisdom. I love listening.
I promise you,
bro. Amen to
you.
that. Because a lot of times we're looking for mentor, like with the okay, who's doing this in my field? Who's doing that in my? It's like, honestly,
my mentor did this.
yeah, bro. It's like,
and that's what we were taught. We were also taught that though too, by who when we talked about it, who people would bring in. Are they coming in the suit? They coming in not realizing like, bruh, that janitor got a lot of wisdom to give. That gas station
Y'all looking over a good man right there, ladies.
Real talk. And so like it's a gentleman, bro. I think I brought him up. We don't even speak the same language, bro. Matter of fact, I don't even know what he do for a living, bro. But he's just a great man, like, and just the example he sets. And it's like he don't even know it. Like he my mentor from a distance on just like the example he sets as a husband and as a father. Like in the way he is with his family, he don't even know it. We don't even speak the same language, but it's just like that's just a mentor. Like being able to be poured in like that and receive, just at distance, bro.
You can find a quality about everybody, and if you can't, you looking at them the wrong way. You know what I mean? You gotta look with a better light on everybody. That's like watching a movie or to a song. You could about pull something positive from anything. You know, but you gotta, like you said, you gotta have a perspective. You gotta be looking for it, and if you're not looking for it, you're not gonna find it. You know, that's
what being like a lifelong student is looking for things to learn from. It's
when
like,
the student is ready, the teacher will come.
No, that's a fact. Okay, real quick, just because you just said that, so the example, and I said we were gonna use this for a different pod, and we probably still will, but we'll close like right after this. But yesterday at the baseball game, bro. So God has really been dealing with me on like really like believing, not just wanting, but like, no, I believe this is going to happen. Like I believe like this can happen. And so we at the baseball game, Rangers, we getting thrashed, bro. We getting thrashed by the Tigers. It's 6-0. You know what I'm saying? Everybody leaving. It's the bottom of the top of the ninth. You know, we get the last stop. We go into the bottom of the ninth. We come at bat. I'm like, y'all ready? You know, they're probably gonna call it cash. Like, nah, Dad, I think they can come back. I'm like, son, I'm saying 6-0. like, but he like, no, Dad, I think they can come back. I was like, son, you really believe that? He was like, yeah, I do. I'm like, all right, well, we here. We ain't got nothing else to do. Like, we here. We stay down the street from the stadium, so whatever. Bruh, I promise you, Joey Gallo, he get up to bat, smack. He cracked that joker, home run. We go whole state, like everybody who left in the stadium, going crazy, exciting. I'm excited just because Cash got the like experience like that moment, and then the next batter comes up, crack, smacks one back to back, bro, 2 home runs back to back, and then they get an out. But that excitement, that belief, that faith, it was like, bro, I learned a lesson from Cash, bro, there. Stay there. Like, just stay. Like, don't leave too early. Don't give up too early. Like, keep believing. But it was like, bro, that was an opportunity to learn, and I could have missed that if I was on my high. I'm Dad. I'm dad.
I
But it's
know
like
it all.
I know it all. No, bro. Like he taught me a lesson that I'm literally like, I needed that. I needed to be reminded. No, believe until the very end. Like until the fat lady sing. I don't even know if you can say stuff like that anymore. But like believe until whoever sings. Yeah, until Whitney starts singing. Keep believing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, bro, I would have missed that had I not been like humble enough to receive and learn from, you know, somebody, my son. Like, oh yeah, man.
Bro, just like you said, communication is a two-way street, mentorship is a two-way street. If your mentor can't also learn a little something from you or isn't willing to do that.
But at the same time, I'm your daddy, boy. No. That's the name of this episode. I'm your daddy, boy.
At the same time, we've been in here for hours for 2 home runs.
Nah, real talk. Yeah, it was long, but
you never know in life when something can happen. When crack, right?
Bro, that's it right there. That's it. We'll wrap it up on that on that note right there, man. To our listeners, we appreciate y'all listening. Episode 6, I think. 6. How you say it in Creole?
In French? 6.
You just said it's the same thing.
No, 6.
I just 6. 7. No. Yeah, man. We love y'all. Thank y'all for listening, and we will see y'all next week. Peace.